voulais faire une petite vidéo sur la grammaire et où se trouvent des ressources. So hello, French 101. I wanted to do a little video on the grammar and how to find the resources in this chapter. And also I wanted to talk a little bit about Moodle. So if you look at the bottom of your Moodle, so here we are in Moodle, and if you just scroll down, so that's the introduction where it says we don't do a lot on Moodle, which is true, but if you scroll down, there are these three tabs. And so this one, if you're already in the VTEX, you know how it works. You took the quiz last week, it self-grades. I will give you feedback on the occasional writing or presenting, but usually you are just working in that super site. But there are some little grammar explanations that I can go over if you find them helpful. And I also just have cute things in here that you might want to look at. So this is a very French 101 kind of explanation about articles. This is a very funny little video. This is a video about la bise. I highly recommend it, how French people greet. And this is something that is not at all about French or your website. In Louisiana, there are French speakers, and this is a former Nichols student who would go and interview people with a sock puppet. So I recommend watching that. And as you can see, the people who still speak Louisiana French tend to be older. Okay, so as we go through the chapters, I'm gonna put up grammatical structures. I'm not going to explicitly teach them all, but I did want to go over this one. So, subject pronouns. Let's see if I can, it's a PDF, so I can't make it present. Okay, so subject pronoun, all that means, for those of you who didn't do a lot of grammar in elementary, middle, high school, the subject pronoun is the subject of a verb, or so it could be a person or thing that carries out the action. So le professeur is a subject. Le professeur parle français. So I'm the professor, and my subject pronoun, the I, you, he, she, it, they, you, we. If it's the professor that's speaking, I'm talking about myself. Je parle français. Je parle français. Tu parles français. So in English, you sometimes use the pronoun it to replace certain nouns. The exam is long. So speaking of the exam, you do have an exam this week. It won't be too long. At the end of the week, you'll have exams. So it is long. There's no equivalent to this it in French because it is gender neutral in English. And so in French, you always have to say il ou elle. L'examen est long. Il est long. Il est long. So here they are. The I can't get the whole thing on the screen. I wonder if there's actually this is a PDF, and there might be a way for me to show it as a presentation. Well, I'm not finding it quickly, just up and down. Okay. So let me just go back here to this and make it visible, the entire thing. So let's see if I go like that. And then go, no, it just doesn't want to show up on the screen in its entirety. Here we go. So the pronouns in French are je, tu, il, elle, on, nous, vous, il, elle. So the one that we also don't have in standard English, but all of you nice Southern people, you know y'all. So vous can be plural and vous can be singular and respectful. So the plural is y'all. In English, we tend to just say you. So even if there's a bunch of you. So there's also the they that is masculine and feminine. Okay, subject pronouns and the verb être. Okay, so être is to be. Être is the infinitive. Être is used constantly, and it is an irregular verb, meaning that it will be conjugated in a very unpredictable way until you learn it. So here is Remy et Marie dansent bien. So there's danse, which you can figure out what they're doing. Ils dansent très bien. Notice that the il, even though it's a man and a woman, it becomes the masculine they. So French is it's a chauvinist language. Monsieur et Madame Diop sont de Dakar. Ils sont de Dakar. So again, Madame et Monsieur are the subjects. Il is the subject pronoun. And I think that is leading us up to être. Okay. So, tu is informal, vous is formal. You've probably noticed already because you listened to the promenades listening presentation and contexts and content. Comment vas-tu? How's it going? How are you doing? Comment allez-vous? How are you? So it's plural or formal. Okay, we also have this mysterious on. So on is the way we use one, they, or you. So if I say, you like ice cream, you like to travel, don't you? It could be about you personally, but it could be if I'm talking to a whole class and I say, you know, how you like to travel and how you eat ice cream when you are in a hot place in the summer, or you live in some place where you can get a nice icy snowball. So I'm not talking about any specific you. I'm talking about people in general, and that is what the on does. En France, on parle français. On est au café. You know, so in France, we, you, they, all of those things. One speaks French. On est au café. We're in the coffee shop. So it can be a variety of subject pronouns. Okay, let's move on to être. This is a regular verb that's used with pronouns here. So when I say it's irregular, notice that the verb être changes. Je suis, tu es, il est, on est, nous sommes, vous êtes, elles sont. So remark the nous sommes, vous êtes. So it's pronounced differently. Why is that? Because there's two S's here and there are two S's here, but in vous êtes, there is just one. And when there's just one, it is a z. One S is a z sound. Note that the z of the subject pronoun is pronounced as an English Z. Vous êtes à Paris. Vous êtes Monsieur Leclerc. Enchanté. Okay, so c'est et ce sont instead of il et elle ou il, elles sont. I can use this sort of neutral gendered ce sont, il est, c'est instead of il est or elle est. C'est un professeur intelligent. C'est un professeur intelligent. Ce sont des actrices élégantes. So it's really they or those. Those are some elegant actresses. All right. What's the difference? So use c'est in its plural form and ce sont plus a noun to identify who or what someone or something is, except with proper names. An article must be used before the noun. C'est un téléphone, ce sont des photos, but I don't say c'est une Amina. It's a person, it's a name. So c'est un téléphone, ce sont des photos, c'est Amina. And so, c'est un stylo, n'est-ce pas? C'est un marqueur. C'est un chien qui dort. C'est un chien. So, voilà. So when you use il est et elles sont, they're going to usually be used in such a way that you're referring to something that you mentioned. La bibliothèque, elle est moderne. You wouldn't say, la bibliothèque, c'est moderne. No, elle, la bibliothèque est moderne. Nathalie et Félix, ils sont intelligents. You wouldn't say ce sont intelligents. Nathalie et Félix, ils sont intelligents. Okay, so subject pronouns continued. Il and elle are going to tell you about someone's profession. Notice that in French, you do not use the article. So I say, moi, je suis professeur. I don't say je suis une professeur. Je suis professeur. Voilà Richard, il est acteur. Voilà Beyoncé, elle est chanteuse. Beyoncé est sa sœur. Comment sa sœur s'appelle déjà? De toute façon, elles sont chanteuses. Et voilà. Okay, so I'm going to stop there and just remember that the vocabulary PowerPoints are in Moodle, and I will try every week to make a little recording about them. All right. See you guys later.